Jesse Beck of the legendary Spinners, and you're watching R&B Showcase Live with Tim Marshall on Philly K.
Tim Marshall of the R&B Showcase. I got my Spinners gold and I'm ready to go. Today we have a very special guest. He's a longtime member of the legendary Motown Philly group, the Spinners. The group that brought You Couldn't Be I'm Falling in Love, I'll Be Around, It's a Shame, Working My Way Back to You, and Rubber Band Man. We've got Ronnie Moss of the Spinners. He's got a brand new album out called Keep On Steppin'. Coming up next on the R&B Showcase. One-of-a-kind love affair music from the Spinners on the R&B Showcase. Tim Marshall taking you over, under, and through the decades, and we've got a one-of-a-kind talent. He's known as a specialist with his unique gifts to hit that high note. We're going to welcome from one of the greatest vocal groups in history, our special guest, Ronnie Moss of the Spinners.
Hey, Tim, how are you? How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, brother. Now I'm speaking to you, man. How are things going for you?
Everything's well, man. Considering everything that's going on in this world, but other than that, I'm happy.
Now we're doing our best to maintain here too, brother. Now where you calling from? Where you at?
I'm actually in Atlanta.
Okay,
yep, that's where I am, Atlanta.
Down south. All right. How's the weather? How's the weather down there, brother? How's the weather?
Man, it's been 90 plus.
Wow. Ooh.
It seemed like for the last probably the last 6 weeks. Yeah, it's been a smoker here.
Oh man, it's been close to be. Had a couple days in 90s. It's been pretty good. I got it pretty good, except for them thunderstorms and knock some of the power out for a couple of days. But we're rolling, brother.
Yeah, we get our share of that too. Believe me.
I hear you. Well, we're getting ready to talk about some of your music, but I want you to take us back a little bit, Ronnie. How long have you been singing, and who inspired you to get into entertainment?
I've been singing since I was in the 7th grade, believe it or not, and I really started singing. I'm not going to say accident, but I just happened to be around for this talent show, and that's how I started. And I started with a singing group back then, a group that we were together through high school, and that is how I started.
Now you're also a musician, Ronnie?
Yeah, I'm a percussionist, and I play some piano also.
Okay, you do guitar too, don't you? Don't you play a little guitar?
No, I don't play guitar.
Okay.
No, I sure don't.
Okay,
no.
All right. Because I heard that acoustic is one of those songs from your album has an acoustic feel to it. I think it's when I first met you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was my producer, John Carey. He's an excellent guitarist, and he played the acoustic on that song.
Well, I'm looking forward to talking about the album, and I compliment you on those productions. I mean, it's a very well-produced project that you put together. Nice sounding songs, great quality.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We worked on that. That was during this time while we were down, and we happened to. John called me. He said, "Man, let's do something," and I said, "Cool." And that's how we got it going.
Did you guys start doing this during the COVID? That's when the album came to be?
This is a COVID CD.
Well, you know what? Now that we're talking about the CD, the songs on the CD, you have music for everything. You got social conscious songs, you got party songs, you got holiday songs. Let's talk about the album, man. I'm excited about this project, man.
Thank you. Yeah. John, he brought it up, and I kind of threw some ideas in there. And we just happened to work well together. He's a great guitarist from Chicago.
Okay.
And we got together, and we actually did it remotely. We weren't even together. We just happened to do it remotely.
Really?
From my studio and his studio.
I'm amazed. What the sound? You would never know it. Great quality, man. Now John Carey is the producer on the project.
Yes, he sure is.
Now is this an independent release on your record label or okay?
Yes, an independent. Sure is.
Great sound. We're going to go into some of those tracks. Well, let's do it then. Since we're talking about it, you have a couple of songs on here. I mean, there's quite a few that I like on here. Tell us about Movie Star.
Movie Star. Movie Star is a song that actually John, he had an idea about that song, and he threw it at me, and I was like, man, that's a great concept. And it's about something a person, a young lady that he never met, but it was somebody in his dreams, and that's how we did it.
Well, it's a great track. Since we're talking about it, Ronnie, let's go into Movie Star from Ronnie Moss, his latest album on the R&B Showcase. I want to thank you for being part of the show here today.
Thank you.
Now, you are a current member of the Spinners. Let's talk about it. How did you get started with this world-famous group?
Well, it's an honor to be with the Spinners, and I used to live. I'm from Flint, Michigan,
okay.
Watertown.
All right.
And I did a lot of stuff in Flint, and I did a lot of stuff in Detroit. So members of the Spinners knew me, and at that time, I came in when Bobby passed away.
Okay.
The lead singer for the one of the lead singers in Spinners, and I came in, and I was just so honored to be there, and I had to try out, and I did. It was a whirlwind, but I got it, and that's how I ended up with the Spinners. I wasn't even looking for a call, but they brought my name up, and that's how it happened.
Mm-hmm. Was it a difficult transition to come into a established group like that? I mean, to learn all those songs and
yes, it was very, 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 very hard.
Mm.
Not musically, but it was hard. It was hard because the Spinners is as you know, we dance a lot. We sit down one time in the show.
You're moving.
And we dance the whole hour and a half we're on stage. And so when I came in, at that time, I wasn't really doing a bunch of entertaining, I would say. I had to get back at it. Which I've always entertained, but I had taken a break. And then I came in and worked it out, but it took me a while. But I had to really concentrate, and that's how it got started.
Well, you're doing a fantastic job with the group. It's been great. It's always been great, and it's still great. I always enjoy coming to the shows and seeing you guys perform those classic songs, man. I mean, it's just great music, and I applaud you on your work with the legendary Spinners. What are some of your most memorable tours with them so far with the Spinners? Places you've traveled.
Wow, I mean, we're on the road all the time, but some of the things that stick out is Soul Train Cruise, the Disco Cruise. One of my favorite shows, I think, that I will always remember is when we performed with the Boston Pop Orchestra in Nantucket, the Nantucket Island.
Mm-hmm.
That was just, I mean, when you perform with, I can't quite remember how many pieces. I think it may have been 80, 90 pieces.
Wow. What was
and plus our band.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was an honor. That was just to be with that orchestra, that was great. That was really great.
Now, how has the COVID situation affected you, musicians in general, as performers and entertainers, impacted?
It got everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it got everybody. I mean, from whoever everybody was affected. From Cher, anybody that was in Vegas, anybody that was, all of us. It cold clock stopped everybody. So everybody had to resort to stuff like doing live things over Facebook, the internet. It affected everybody, monetarily, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, I see there's a lot of Facebook Lives, productions and things. So we're trying to find unique and different and creative ways to get the sounds and music out there, you know?
Right, exactly. I mean, people, they're sitting and waiting just to see a live event on Facebook or Zoom or whatever they choose. But that's how a lot of people have been performing. But the Spinners, we haven't done anything as far as the group live. We haven't done anything. Of course, we have a new lead singer, so we were getting him ready,
Mm-hmm.
and so we were working with him and getting him straight, and that that took a little time.
Mm-hmm.
So we're pretty much ready now.
So how is the group doing? How's the captain of the ship, Henry Fambro, doing?
He's doing wonderful. Henry, he is he Henry. He's still a comedian, but Henry still gets on that stage and he'll roll right with us.
Hmm. It's a
Yeah, he'll
blessing to
roll
have
right
the
with us.
legends still here and still performing, and we're just thankful that we're able to have this music. There's just no good music around, it seems, anymore. So to have these groups to call upon, for entertainment, it's just great to have you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we really we sure do miss it. We
Well,
sure do miss the
well,
stage.
we all look forward. I mean, they're trying. There's some concerts going on sale now for different artists, so I'm hoping that it means that everything is going to be coming back soon.
Yeah, most of our shows were postponed
Mm,
till next year,
okay.
and we do have some shows coming up toward the end of this year. November we're pretty full, and I think we have one in September and one in October. So hopefully they'll hang in there. We had a show in Hawaii
Oh wow.
in
Okay.
no, in November, but it was postponed till next November.
Hmm.
But we got a few things before the end of the year.
Well, this lockdown has inspired you to create some great music. You got a track on your album called Lockdown. Tell us about. Well, I'll let you describe the inspiration behind this song.
Lockdown. It was one of those songs where he was like, man, let's try this. Let's do this. And like I said, John and I, we work together so well. And he said, man, I got an idea. Let's knock this out. And he did the track, and I think I played on the track as well. And then I did all the vocals. He did a little bit, and then I did the rest of the vocals on it.
Hmm.
And it turned out nice, and he did his wailing on his guitar.
All right, well, let's take a listen to it. This is Lockdown from Ronnie Moss out of the album Keep On Steppin'. Lockdown on the R&B Showcase. Listen to a track called Lockdown, and Ronnie kind of like almost got a go-go beat to it, man. That sound of it.
Yeah, it does. I being a percussionist, I do a lot of those grooves
Hmm.
and different grooves, and I love I love playing percussions as well, and that's how we came up with that groove. Exactly.
You got a lot of variety to this album. Like I said, I must compliment you on the different. Each song has a different feel, different vibe, almost a different style to the songs, the productions.
Thank you. Yeah, I have my background is I have a lot of jazz in my background. I
Hmm.
do a lot of jazz. I've done a lot of jazz, studied a lot of jazz, followed a lot of jazz, and I've through my years I've played with different artists. I've played with R&B artists. I've played with a few jazz artists,
Hmm.
and I've played in a few jazz groups.
Okay.
So I have like a lot of that mixed in my blood. So I love doing that as well as singing,
Hmm.
and dancing.
Hmm.
But I really love doing that. It seeps out when I sing.
Yes, and then when you.
It does. It does, because I follow people. I've always followed people like Al Jarreau,
Hmm.
Phil Perry,
Hmm.
Nancy Wilson, Aretha Franklin is one of my favorites. I've always followed those people, and I always try to use some of their techniques.
Hmm. Now, how about Prince? I hear some Prince in some of one of your songs. That feel kind of
Yeah,
Prince feel.
yeah, I love Prince as well. His style, because his style is different. No, a lot of his songs, you never know where he's going.
Hmm.
So that's what I like. I
Hmm.
don't like to be the same person all the time.
Well, I notice in your songs that you have different sort of variety style to your singing. Even I mean, there's some songs you even don't like a first tenor Eddie Kendrick style.
I love those guys. I've always followed Eddie Kendricks, Ron Banks.
Hmm.
the Dramatics. I've always followed those guys, and like I said, I always try to steal some of their techniques, and then I just mix them all together, and that's how I came up with my style, I guess.
You even do a little Smokey Robinson on a new baby on stage, huh?
That's my boy Smokey, exactly. That's my boy Smokey, and it's funny. I've never met Smokey. It seems like when we're at a casino or something, he's either coming after us or he was there before us, and I just haven't bumped into him yet.
Well, maybe one day you guys all be on a show together, you know?
That would be lovely.
Who are some of the artists that the Spinners have been performing with lately? Do anything with the Four Tops?
Yes, we did. We did a wonderful show. It was 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. We did a show with the Four Tops here in. We've been with them a couple times here. In Michigan, we've been with them a couple times. Yeah, and New York. We've been with them quite a few times. Okay,
how about the Temps?
The Temps, we have. Yeah. What am I saying? Yes, we have. We've been with Otis Temps, and we were with Dennis Edwards Temps as well. You know, I love performing with those guys. Yeah, they really inspire me a lot.
Is it like a competitive spirit? Is it what kind of spirit is it when you're out there?
It's pretty nice. I mean, it's real respectful. I maybe back in the day it was a little different, but now it's basically we're either told you're gonna open or you're gonna close, and so we just take it. And as long as the crowd is geeked and into it, it doesn't matter. As long as we have fun. We have fun behind stage and on stage.
You know, the thing about the day doesn't matter as much, like you mentioned back in the day, because who's opening, who's closing, because people just want to see you perform. You know, they get out there and it's all great music. And a lot of times the artists will go sit in the audience and watch the next group, you know?
We all do it.
You know?
We sure do. So, we cheer each other on, and we'll be back in the wings just checking each other out. And it's fun.
Keep on stepping, Instant Steppers classic on the R&B Showcase, and that is brand new music from Ronnie Moss. That is the title track from his current album, Keep On Stepping, and we're honored to have Ronnie Moss, a current member of the Spinners, as our special guest here today on the R&B Showcase radio show. Again, I want to thank you, Ronnie, for taking the time out of your day and sharing this information, and we're excited about the new projects that you're having, and we appreciate you coming on the R&B Showcase.
Thank you. It's always an honor, you know, to be heard and being able to speak and stuff like that. But yeah, I really enjoy talking to you like always.
I appreciate that.
Hopefully we'll be your way before too long.
I look forward to that, man. Anybody want to say hello to, send a shout out to today?
Yeah, I want to, I would love to all of the Spinners organization, the Fam Bros, Marvin, Jesse, CJ, all the guys, and our Facebook pages, that Betty runs, and the Spinners, the Mighty Spinners page, and my family. I appreciate them putting up with me, my wife and all of that stuff. But it's been great. It's been great, and if I miss you, believe me, I love you. I'm just old.
You know what, Ronnie? I gotta also, your band, man. David Brandon on the drums. I mean, I gotta compliment you on that band, man. The Spinners band rocking.
Throw a shout out to them guys. Them guys is incredible. I tell you, they're there all the time, and that you can depend on those guys. They're great musicians. Every one of them. Dave and. All of those guys. All of those guys are wonderful.
Yes, indeed. All right, man. So, listen, I thank you again for being part of the show here today. And I want you to do one thing for me. Keep on stepping, brother.
I will. I promise I will.
All right, man. Thanks. And great album, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Tim Marshall on the R&B Showcase. I want to thank our very special guest, Ronnie Moss of the Spinners, for sharing some brand new music. His new solo album is called Keep On Steppin'. And we're going to keep on keeping on. We're sending out mighty love to all the Spinners fans. And to the Spinners, past and present, Ronnie Moss, C.J. Jefferson, Marvin Taylor, Jesse Peck, the Master Henry Fambro, Billy Henderson, Purvis Jackson, Felipe Wynn, G.C. Cameron, Charlton Washington, Spike, John Edwards, and of course, the voice, Mr. Bobby Smith, and the Spinners.
Hi, we're the Spinners, and you're tuned to the best in rhythm and blues with Tim Marshall.